today. Grab an ice cold SunDrop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
And drop it.
Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. SunDrop.
That's how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. This is the ISCA, and we're going to be at Charlotte the ROVAL tonight. I'm your host, Big Al. Let me counting this down for you here as awesome and likely and lively as we can. Got my main man, Kobe. He's going to be down in the truck pushing the buttons in the booth. And I got my main man, James Watson. Oh, Watto. He's going to be joining me up here in the booth. James, Big Al, how you doing, man? Talk to me.
Oh, I'm doing good. This one's going to be an interesting one. Road course and the new ROVAL. So seeing everyone deal with that brand new hairpin is going to be pretty fascinating. It's not going to be a tough one. It's not the ROVAL track we're used to. So seeing everyone try to take advantage of Dive Bomb Central with that new hairpin is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And I think these guys are going to keep it pretty exciting for us here as we are here at the ROVAL. Like you said, this is the first time NASCAR actually ran this race configuration last year in the series, but it was not available in iRacing, not until just with our last update. So a little bit of a new configuration for drivers to get used to. That's going to shake it up a little bit and make it super exciting for us. 3 minutes just left in warm-up here as we start to get ready to wind this thing down. It's going to be an exciting one. We are in the midst of playoffs. Some drivers already have wrapped up their playoff contentions. Let's go ahead and see where we're standing here. Vincent Crowe is going to be in. Sean Signore, who's going to be still fighting his way in. Mark Sanchez, Kenny Powell, Randy Drumhiller. Now, Kenny Powell was your winner last week, which means he is going to already advance to the next round. Randy Drumhiller, Greg Wachinski, Bacon Zelenka, Jeremy Clapper Newell, Jay Hone, and David Gervais. That's going to round out those 10 points positions. And we'll be watching each one of those guys diligently tonight because remember, a win here tonight will advance you to the round of 8. All right, got another thing going on here tonight. Want to take and play close attention to, besides just that point standings. And I can't remember what that was. What was the other thing we were worried about, James? No, not the keys. Anyway, we'll
I
figure it
believe
out.
we're doing Pixar.
We could go ahead and knock our picks out. Sure, absolutely. So, Watto, since you went on and threw your hat in the ring, why don't you tell us who you're picking to win this thing here tonight?
I'm going to pick Kenny Powell again. We saw him get the win last week. I'm going to be interested to see if he can keep the momentum going.
Did you pick Kenny last week?
Sure did.
Oh, wow. Okay. Way to go, you. I actually lied to Kenny because I told him that nobody picked him. But all right. Well, okay, Kangaroo Boy, who you picking?
This week I'm going to go with Vinnie Crowe. We all know he's fast on road and ovals. So that's my pick for this week, Vinnie Crowe. Bring it home, buddy.
He's going to be picking old Vinny. And Big Al, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and go with Drag Wachinski. Going to go with the G-Man at number 5. Hopefully he can get it done tonight here. Glad to have Greg back. Watching these guys turn left and right, guys, that's going to be the key to this thing. And speaking of keys, let's go ahead and roll up with our keys to the race. Why don't you go ahead and take those away for us? Like, I got it. You know what? First one's going to be patience. That's going to be the big thing. And you know why? Because you're going to have a lot of it tonight. Going through 3 stages of this race, you're not going to be able to just go out there because winning stages, not going to do you any good. You're going to be looking to win this thing at the end. Second, stay focused. Keep it on the track. New configuration. Things are changing really fast, right? When we start this thing off, 10 cars in the field, it's going to be racy. Drivers are going to have to learn to step away from that chaos and run their own race. It does you no good if you go out there and you're trying to race somebody else's race and you end up trashing your car. Go slow, finish. Next, pit strategies. Speaking on what I was just talking about, especially into that third stage, you're going to win or lose this race on pit road. That's where the difference is going to be tonight. That's what we're going to be looking for. Those are your keys to the race. Warm up officially over, getting ready to go into qualifying. Road course qualifications, I believe we're going to be at it for 8. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to go ahead and, James, why don't you go ahead and give us the race facts?
All right, race facts. Stages are at lap 14, lap 25, and lap 69, of course. We got 3 sets of tires. Fuel range should be about 36. And it is a 2.25 mile track that we are running tonight.
goes right there. That's the facts to the race. Drivers going to have to be making some very cognizant decisions here, especially if they're going to try to be competitive. That's what we'll be looking for. Qualifying, like I said, just underway here. Actually, we're going to be qualifying for 10 minutes tonight. Nice, long qualifying run. So you're watching Jeremy Clapper Newell there on your screen. I was watching Jeremy in practice, and you know, I don't know. I don't know where he's going to be. You got any thoughts, any input?
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how many clean qualifying attempts we're going to get. It's going to be really easy to make a mistake, maybe catch an off track on one of the chicanes, or maybe just barely clipping the wall there here going through the first couple of corners rather.
Yeah, indeed. Those qualifying laps have to be crisp and clean, as we just watched Sean Signori ball it up coming out of the bus stop. Probably not what he was looking forward to, but yeah, this is a very good point. And you're going to have to be consistently perfect here tonight. I mean, going to be lots of opportunities to kind of step on it, but very few opportunities to step on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially with how temperamental these cars are. It's so easy to put a wheel wrong. Even when you think you have the car under perfect control, the independent rear suspension might kick. You might get that little bit of next-gen death wobble, and all of a sudden you're careening to a wall when you think you've absolutely nailed the corner. You just never know, and that's what's impressive when you see these road course guys being able to just nail it corner after corner after corner.
Yeah, it's you know, and like you're saying, it's completely different when you're got to be locked in on 4 turns. You know what I mean? Because that's 4 braking points to remember. How many turns at this track? What is it, 12? So that's a lot of ins, outs. I mean, and if you get off the rhythm, if you get kicked out just a little bit, man, it'll take you sometimes probably close to a whole lap to kind of get back and get yourself back in that seat the right way. Watching now, Bacon Zelenka, he's got the fastest time across the board. And look, Jeremy Clapper Newell's time, it comes in right behind Bacon. And I don't know right now, these are the 2 guys that have had clean laps, but it's a 5-second difference between the 2. I mean, are you getting that? That's going to be crazy. Hopefully somebody else will get a clean lap in. We'll be able to put up some more times.
Yeah, only 2, but of course Bacon Zelenka, fastest. Not really much of a surprise for anyone right now at a 122.516. We continue to watch Kenny Powell put in his laps. Has got a bunch more cars making laps that have stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg Wachinski coming in on the board with a 123.474. That's going to best him over his GG teammate Kenny Powell by just some 0.3 of a second with just a little bit of change. Jeremy Clapper Newell, though, he is going to fall further back. It's going to be a trio of G and G guys there in between himself and Bacon Zelenka. Vincent Crowe, not yet got one down. Hoping Vincent can. I don't see him on the road, so don't think he is even going to worry about qualifying. I think he's just going to kind of take it where it goes. He is going to take it as the crow flies. 5 minutes left here in qualifying. Anything you seeing on this board right here that surprises you? I mean, is this about where you kind of thought we were going to stack this thing up to kind of kick it off? Or is this somebody, you know, because I think everybody's kind of falling in about the right spots.
Yeah, this is about what I expect. It's definitely a great qualifying run for Greg Wachinski, though, right now. into P3. Oh, Kenny Powell up into the front row now.
Yeah, Powell putting down another awesome qualifying time. He is going to like every bit of that. So put him on the outside pole. Man, those are pretty fast lap times. That, sometimes with road racing, it gets a little lonely too, because you have cars kind of spread all over the place. Sean Signori, the only car that we still have that is currently running. I did see him smash earlier, so I don't know if his times are still being counted. At least be able to get one in. Come on, Sean, I'm counting on you. Sean says he's not feeling good tonight. I think Sean's just kind of coming up lane because he's going to have to turn left and right.
I get the feeling that Sean is a pretty good road course racer, so I wouldn't be expecting that he'd just not want to put up with that.
See, there you go. You're trying to be all positive and everything, and sunshine. We don't need that. We need gloom, doom. Traffic. No cautions tonight. That's going to make this thing go by really, really quick as well. Watching John now. He's going to come across the line. Hopefully he'll get one time in here. And there he does. And that's going to do good enough to get him third. That's going to wrap up qualifying. We're going to take a step away here, get all energized, words from our sponsors and everything, and then we'll be back with the national anthem, and we'll run through the lineup. Maybe even talk to a couple of drivers here, figure out how they're feeling here tonight.
It's gonna get hot today. Grab a ice cold SunDrop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it.
'Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. SunDrop.
That's how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Race fans, it is time for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hey, guess who's back? That's right, it's me and James. We'll be getting in our seats, getting ready to get this thing kicked off. Drivers also getting in their cars. They'll be getting their driver's briefing here. But meanwhile, while they're getting that, we'll go through the lineup. First, your pole sitter, the one and only Bacon Zelenka. He's going to be kicking this thing off in first place. Kenny Powell is going to be on the outside pole. Second row is going to have Sean Signor. He's going to be joined up by Greg Wachinski. Then you're going to have Mark Sanchez. He's going to have Jeremy Clapper Newell on his outside. Then the last of the qualifiers will be Randy Drumhiller, sitting right next to my main man, Vinnie Crow. And then rounding out this 10-car field is going to be David Gervais and Jay Haney. That's how it stacks up. That's the order. Lots of things going on. Getting this thing kicked off. It's October officially everywhere. Starting to feel the changing of the season. You know, I'm a Scorpio, so it's like I come alive this time of year. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get what you mean completely. I don't, but I'm just going to pretend I do.
What's your birth month?
January.
Oh. So do you identify better at summertime, or you consider yourself to be more of a winter baby?
I hate them both. One's too cold, one's too hot.
So you're like a fall baby.
Yeah, but I live in a place where you don't really get fall. You just get hot or cold and maybe 2 weeks of really nice, comfortable weather before it goes to one of the extremes.
That sounds wretched.
Perfect way to describe Ohio.
Oh, what's round on the outside and high in the middle? Ohio. Sorry. A little humor there. Still waiting on a couple cars to grid up. This thing's going to get slowly rolling here, James. Are you expecting to see more mashups, crash ups, or spread outs?
I think it's going to be pretty spread out pretty quickly unless heartburn turn strikes and no one has enough Tums. Still with only half the field grid so far.
Yeah, these guys are definitely taking their time. Looks like 2 EOLs have been handed out. I'm seeing one being dished out to the 47 car, Vincent Crow, and yet another being ditched out to the 49 of Jeremy Clapper Newell, which will send those 2 cars to the rear of the field. This is just that
Hey, we
part.
got 6 now.
This is the calm before the storm. It's got 7.
I feel like I'm the count right now, counting all the cars gridding. 7 cars gridded. Ah.
Everybody's still waiting. Slowly coming to the grid. Now we got 10.
Do believe we should be pulling away here any second now.
waiting patiently here. Once these guys actually start off, I believe they're done with their pre-race brief. I'm going to actually pull up, let's pull Jay Haney up. Oh, that's Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez, big guy up in the booth. He got me.
This is Jay here.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay Haney, big guy up in the booth. You got me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how's it going? Long time no talk.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Seems that you guys are going to be starting off in a little bit of a deficit here. You got a couple guys at the end of the line. How much preparation did you guys put into this race here, getting ready to start off tonight?
As much as possible, which is never enough when it comes to road courses. For me especially, haven't spent a whole lot of time on these, and left and right is not my style of driving.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we put in a good amount.
So are you feeling more confident this year than you were last year when we were here?
No, because the layout has completely, this turn right here, this hairpin, is completely different than what I'm used to, and I'm still trying to get the mastery of that turn. So it's kind of like coming back for the first year all over again.
Okay. Well, we'll be definitely watching that, man. Hey, look, I'm going to let you get to it here, you guys on the straightaway. Anybody you want to shout out here as you get ready to go do battle?
Yeah, my mom and brother, what's up, guys? Let's go Raptor Racing, and we'll catch you guys at the end of this, hopefully.
Roger that. Good luck to you down there, Jay. We'll be rooting and watching you.
Right on. Thanks, guys.
That was Jay Haney. He's going to be starting this thing off in a little bit of a pickle, but hey, you know what? We're going to love him through it. Hopefully, Jay will be able to put down some solid runs, stay in this thing. That team needs to have just that tonight. A lot of other teams need to have a solid run. And, James, when you get down to this part of the season, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're dependent on winning and you got to do so on a road course.
Yep, one of the most ultimate of wild card races, only behind Talladega in its penchant for calamity and unpredictability. But you never know. That could work out in your favor. You never know how this will turn out.
It's definitely going to be a race pace car off and away. James, why don't you go ahead and talk us through it, get us on that green flag.
Alrighty. So we see Bacon Zelenka will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are underway at the ROVAL. A huge jump for Bacon Zelenka. As Sean Signori looking to the inside of Kenny Powell, trying to take over second. He will. Bacon already start to drive away. Kenny doing a good job holding on to P3 here. Got Greg Wyszynski right behind him. Already getting a little spread out as Bacon start to stretch the gap already.
That one car off in the field there, I do believe that was the 19 of Jay Haney. Yep, that Miller Lite car, he's back at it though. Blazing through the first lap here. Not seeing anything that concerns me. No, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty straight up race. Got some guys displaying some speed. Sean Signori, he pulled off a signature move, got past Kenny Powell. It's going to boost him up to second place. And other than that, I don't think anybody's really moving a whole lot there in the order. There's Jay again, struggling to get that thing to a stop. He's going to find himself cutting through the bus stop. That's going to put some penalty time on the board, going to cost him even more positions. Not sure what's happening with that 19 car. Maybe he forgot to push a button or something. Still watching Kenny Powell. He is definitely intent. He is watching the back end of Sean Signor. Kind of getting a little bit of a class there. just a couple back. Mark Sanchez also kind of off his marks a little bit tonight. Here he is now going to be coming up around Jay Haney. As this thing's just starting, I think a lot of drivers kind of just trying to work the bugs out, kind of getting it, trying to get it into that race rhythm. David Gervais seems to be stalled on the track. The 88 car, going to take a look at that, see what's up.
Whoop, that, so weird little spin right there.
Yeah. Should be quite a few of those tonight.
Later than I would have expected.
What's that paint scheme David's rocking? Oh, got it. Sorry. Oh, that was my eyes. We're still running, though. James got this thing kicked off. Like I said, not a lot of movement going on as far as shifting positions.
Yeah, I think at least for the front, Bacon is such a phenomenal road course driver that it's going to be tough to run him down.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why we're kind of hoping that those stage breaks will kind of bring this thing back in. And cautions, well, sometimes they change people's luck. They might run into Tanya Hardin on pit road or something. Maybe bash his hubcaps. Nobody got that, did they? Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Hardin. Tanya Hardin was the one that smashed her kneecap before the Olympics.
Why? Hopefully my impression of her was spot on there. Don't worry, Big Al. I knew exactly what you were referring to.
Okay. I was out there by myself. I felt a little lonely. I felt like David Gervais. That's how I felt.
Damn.
Like the gerbil all back there by himself.
Damn. Poor David. He's doing his best. It's hard for the little hamster arms and legs to reach the pedals,
Man. Greg Wyszynski, though, he is actually up into third place now. We're getting a little bit pushy back there from his teammates. Definitely be trying to keep him honest. One of these guys actually had the opportunity to work together in preparing for tonight's festivities.
We still have a pretty good battle for P3. Greg isn't pulling away from Kenny or Vincent.
No, he is not. And he actually kind of let up a little bit, and those guys seem to be closing the gap on him. And that's what I was watching when I see he was kind of getting kind of cozy back there.
Kenny maybe looking to the outside of Greg. Go and get the move done. I tell you, it's so jarring seeing them take this new hairpin because it's so used to them turning before it that when I see them go straight, I'm like, uh-oh, someone's messing up, before I realize it is I who is the one who messed up.
Yeah, don't worry. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to see other folks kind of mess up tonight as well because road courses are unforgiving. So I definitely think we're going to have a little bit of strife on our hands as Vincent Crowe made his way around Kenny Powell. Now he is going to be trying to do everything he can to reel in Greg Wyszynski. Then he started this thing all the way back in 8th place. Now he's going to be up into 4th place. That's going to make him our biggest mover. And he's looking like he's really going to make light work of Greg Wachinski. Greg having a solid run. You know, he qualified somewhere up to the front there, thinking Greg was in 4th place. He's still in 4th place. But here comes Vincent Crowe looking on the inside. Wachinski going to just kind of move over and let him ride. What are you thinking about that?
Sorry, Big Al, say that again.
What are your thoughts on that?
Thoughts on what? You kind of cut out that little bit for me.
Your thoughts on Vincent Crowe's run here? Is he just kind of just...
I'm not surprised at all. Like, he's the points leader for a reason. You know, he's ridiculously quick in all types of tracks, road course, short track, intermediate, and he loves his road courses. So it was honestly more of a surprise seeing him qualify where he did rather than him already be up here in P3. I think if there is anyone that could give Bacon a run for his money, it's going to be that 47 car.
Well, Bacon is not wanting to actually have to deal with him, but unfortunately where he started the race is not going to be indicative of where he finishes the first stage. He has already made his way all the way up to 3rd place, which means Vincent will be slowly close to the leader. I mean, we're sitting right here now, 7 laps, got 14 laps to go in this first stage, so we're just halfway through the first stage. And it's been some pretty steady racing. No major upsets, nothing big to report, you know, but drivers are adjusting to the layout, the new layout here pretty well, I think.
Yeah, not as many mistakes as, you know, you would have expected. You know, we've been used to this particular ROVAL for 6 years. So with it being such a sweeping change, you figure that the learning curve would have been a lot steeper, but shows everyone's talent that they were able to figure out the change pretty quickly, pretty effortlessly.
Yeah. That's a very well spoken. Looking up some facts real quick right here.
As you see, Bacon continue to cruise. Already about 8, almost 3/4 second advantage over Sean Signore. Vincent pulling away from Wachinski and starting to reel in teammate Sean Signore for P2. Wachinski holding on to a pretty good gap to Kenny Powell.
Yeah, our leader's going to be slowly rolling up onto the back of David Gervais. That's going to put David 1 lap down. That does nobody any good because, you know, there are no lucky dogs on road courses. So we have to figure that one out, and that's going to make a long, long day of work.
To see a little bit of lap traffic here. Bacon starting to run down the 88 of David Gervais.
Yeah, that gerbil, he's got problems right now as the boss has cometh. And Gervais is going to let him go right by, man. And that's going to, I mean, yeah, David's still in it, but that just means it's going to be a longer night for those guys. We'll be having to do a lot of work there trying to see if they can't possibly find a way to get themselves back on the lead lap. You could actually forego pitting in the first stage. That would do it. But, you know, just not the best lap times, right?
Nope, unfortunately not.
Yeah, we're seeing Bacon had the fastest lap time overall with a 1:21.889, but the fastest lap time consistently, Vincent Crow's got it. That last lap, he had a 1:22.301, and he is still getting it done. That is 0.2 of a second faster and some change than our leader was on the same lap. So that, I mean, go Vincent, go, right? Go Vincent, go Vincent Crow, something like that. We'll figure it out. You tell
Go
us
Crow,
what you
go.
want it to be.
Go Crow, go.
Go Crow, go. Go Vinny, go. Yeah, so many ways that we can play with that. His parents knew he was going to be freaky fast. And that 88 car is still going to be struggling here as he's going to have more and more people going to be coming to play in his litter box. That just makes for a long night. I hope that car's not beat up too bad. You know, maybe those guys can stay out, possibly try to get back on the lead lap, get up here, make some magic happen. Kenny Powell really off the pace. He's the first driver in the 124. So Greg now 124. So that's something that we're seeing a significant amount of drop off with some of these drivers, right? As far as their lap times.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're the way these road course tires work, it really does seem like you get a lot more speed as the tires wear in.
Well, Vincent sure is. He is right now all over the back end of Sean Signori. Vincent's putting down solid 122s after lap after lap after lap. Some of his counterparts at 126s, the majority of them at 124. So that's giving you the sense that he is 2 seconds faster, 0.2 of a second faster per lap than most of the guys that are on this track here. So he is literally hauling the mail. And it's not a big deal for Bacon right now. Right, yeah, but, you know, here in 2 laps, we're going to be throwing that dang flag out there, and we're going to put everybody back together, and then that's going to be a dog fight. That's going to be somebody just throwing a rat in a cat house. Did I say that right? A rat in a cat house?
Close enough.
Yeah, you get it. You know what I mean. Go, Vinny, go. Making it happen. Vincent Crow is doing just that. Bacon Zelenka still enjoying a sizable lead now as he will be making his way slowly. He'll have that white flag coming out, and that will be in the stage 1. The headline stage 1, go, Vinny, go. That is going to be the headline, I do believe, in stage 1 because it was the Vincent Crow show all throughout that first stage. Biggest mover, no doubt. Kenny Powell also going to get a shout out there as he started this thing in 2nd place there, and he's going to finish stage 1 in 5th. Still staying in the top 5, but Kenny's going to have to get out there and battle a little bit harder. Well, you know, he doesn't have to do anything. Kenny's already made it in. He can just relax, enjoy the night. Greg needs to work. Sean needs to work. Jay Haney needs to work. Mark Sanchez, Jeremy Clapper Newell, Randy Brumhiller, and David Gervais. These guys not taking the night off tonight.
Vincent continuing to eat into this advantage of Bacon. Already knocked a few seconds off.
Oh yeah, I mean, look how we're watching right there is Jay Haney actually made it by the 88 of Gervais. I mean, how you feeling here after stage one if you came out and you really didn't have a good run? A lot of guys out here kind of struggling. Some guys really solid, but what do you do? Where do you go to make changes?
Honestly, I don't know. Road courses are difficult for me to set up, so you have to... The traditional things that you think of when you make an adjustment on an oval, I just don't know well enough, so I don't really know where you would go to make adjustments and get faster, besides just trying to change up how you enter or how you exit some of these corners.
I mean, that's interesting because there's not a lot of places that you can kind of make adjustments. So I think a lot of drivers are going to be doing that, be kind of scrambling, trying to see what they can do to kind of make a difference here, what they can do to make a change. Speaking of changes, we're getting ready to change stages. That's big. Going from stage 1 to stage 2. What you gonna do?
I don't know if I would take tires, honestly. I think I'd just roll.
That's what I'm saying. But the one person that hopes they don't do that's David. David Gervais is hoping that everybody goes down pit road because that's the only way he's going to be able to stay out and just kind of maybe roll through the pit car. It would not be a lucky dog. It'd be more of a wave around. But if there are no takers though, if one person doesn't take that, then yeah, it's for naught. And I think it just might be for naught because I don't think everybody's coming down on pit road. That's a very interesting call you said. And I do believe pit strategies, that's one of the things that we're looking for. As Bacon Zelenka's going to get it done coming around, waiting on that checkered flag there for the stage. Now remember, you got to wait on that 10th place car to get all the way around. So they are racing to the flag. There it is. There's the caution. That's going to wrap up stage 1. Bacon Zelenka. He's your man. Vincent Crowe, Sean Signori. Those are the top 3. Stage 1 in the books. We're going to take a step away, get a word from our sponsors. All of them. Maybe words, multiple words. But we'll be right back, I promise. And we'll have stage 2 for you.
It's gonna get hot today. Grab an ice cold SunDrop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
And drop it.
Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. SunDrop.
That's how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Guess who's back? That's right. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Come on, guys. We need all the help we can get. And when I say that, I mean that literally, because some of us need help. Welcome back here, stage 2, getting ready to get kicked off. Got all of our drivers back out. James, talk to me, James. Here's a question that I have, and let's talk strategy a little bit, because you're kind of right in the midst of this thing here. This stage only going to be, maybe 8-9 laps, so shortest stage of all. Why would you not have pit on that stage?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would still want to take fuel, because the more fuel you have now, the less fuel you have to put in, which will gain you track position right then and there, and gain you it at the most important part of the race. So, but that's the fun thing about different strategies, is they don't have to make sense and they don't have to work for it to be entertaining for us.
Yeah, everybody has one, right? They're like tails. Well, okay, not everybody has a tail, but you know what I mean. Strategies. So, and the thing is that just resonates is, you come down, you take tires, you take fuel. You're done with tires for the rest of the race. You're done with fuel. Well, you're not done with fuel, but you need so less fuel than everybody else does that it's just going to put you right back out there. Minimizing the amount of time that you did spend down on the road. We had a couple guys did that. Jay Haney, he's one. Mark Sanchez, Randy Drumhiller. All of these guys came down pit road. So those are the guys we're watching. Lights are going to be off on the pace car this time by. We're going to be doubling it up here, getting ready to get back to double file. That's how this thing's going to start. Once we run around the ROVAL one more time, we're going to go ahead and give her hell. We're going to put that loud pedal down, and we're going to see who prevails. That's the course. That's what the boss is called for. Anything less than that is going to be wrong.
And now we get to watch the incoming slugfest between Vincent and Bacon.
It's been building, we've been, and that's what I was talking about, because now it's here. Now these two guys who've been putting down relatively close lap times, they're, it's about 0.4 of a second different, but they're still close. I think we're all up in each other's Kool-Aid.
Vincent Crowe with a little bit of a fake to the traditional ROVAL layout.
Yeah, there's a brick wall down there. Yeah, that would be the wrong fake. You'd be faking yourself out. Here we go, making the turn. Coming back down and around. Pace car's going to be getting up and out of the way, man. Here in about 30 seconds. And then we're going to be back at it. And that means we're going to be back at it. You starting to feel any remorse on your picks, guys?
He's
doing
fine.
Okay. I'll let it run.
He's just chilling in P6 right now, waiting for his moment to strike.
Oh, you picked Kenny?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good luck with that. No, I'm just kidding. Because I know Kenny's going to listen to this. He'll be like, what did he say? Man, you picked Powell? Wow. We'll be praying for you. My grandma said, bless his heart.
And if you know what bless your heart means, all you have to say is damn. Damn.
Base car off in away, getting ready to kick this thing back up, get through that Geico restart zone. It's going to start early. I'm going to tell you who's going to do it. It's going to be that 45 car. He is off on that pedal, wasting no time getting it done. Sean Signora also dialed in. He's going to be trying to get his fender in the way, but nope, not going to get it done. Vincent Crowe is going to close the dough. Now Crowe on his way, trying to get up front. See, got one car hard into the wall. That's the 44 car. Randy Drumhiller did not get the memo. Randy missed that whole turn right there. That's left more than a mark. That left
controller
the Jim,
disconnected.
That left the Paul. That left the Tim. He left a whole lot of parts out there. Green flag racing still continues, though. That's not going to slow down Bacon Zelenka. He knew exactly what he had to do, and he did it. Putting that hammer down, not wasting any time, getting a solid lead out there, because that is going to be the difference. That is the difference right now. Remember, this stage being a little bit shorter than the last stage. It's a lot of drivers now trying to pick up the pieces, trying to figure out where it's at. Not wanting to get behind the 8 ball too much. We'll be watching and letting you know what our buddy does there with Randy Drumhiller. Very unfortunate set of circumstances for those guys tonight, because, as I said, everybody needed to have a solid night. Tonight is the night that playoffs are going to happen. Whether you're in or you're going to miss it, it's going to be determined by what you do here the next couple weeks. Running out, you don't have forever. And somebody, I'll tell you what, no matter what happens, you ready for this, James?
Yeah.
That's right. No matter what happens, we're going to be crowning the new champion into the ISCA. That's right. We will have a first-time champion, more than likely, in the ISCA here just in a couple of weeks. That's be something
what and that's what you really love to see as broadcasters and race fans, is when you get the new blood in, a new person winning it. So we're guaranteed to have that, so it's going to be cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you tune in, because you might even be quick on that math. You might know who's going to win this thing before I do. Come on, you might tell me. Put it in the chat. Let us know. Who do you think is deserving, first of all, and then who you think is going to be our new champion, man? Inquiring minds want to know. I got my opinion. I got my ideas. I want to know if yours match mine. And the good thing is you can go back and watch all of these races, and you can see what these giants have been doing here all season long. Still getting it done here. Jay Haney's watching him, and problems. Say it. That was, as soon as you say it, it shall happen.
Yeah, that got very scary for Jeremy Clapper Newell.
Yeah, he was out of sorts. Yeah, Bacon off the pace here a little bit. He is going to be struggling. He is not.
Wow, that's surprising. Well, at least we get to watch him try to make his way back up through the field. It's just the last thing you expected from our right now former race leader. Just goes down into the corner and completely loses the rear.
I mean, I think we were talking about this. That's why they make us race all of these laps. You know what I mean? Short stage also. That's not going to help this out. 4 laps left in this stage. He just lost a lot of very precious positions there. Going to pull it all the way from first to fourth. We're still going to be watching that one. Kenny Powell definitely, he lit up like a Christmas tree once he saw that he had the potential to actually pass the Bacon Zelenka. Was it meant to be, though? Now, the 47 Vincent Crowe, he is the story. That is the man of the hour. Starting this thing all the way back in 8th place. And has made his way all the way up to the front. Sean Signor, he is feeling pretty good about his position. He is still maintaining 2nd place, qualified 3rd. Greg Wachinski has moved up 1. So these guys are all having positive feelings here tonight, man.
Yeah, so far so good for a few of the drivers out on track right now.
Yeah, there's a couple of drivers missing the bus here, and I was hoping they would really kind of wake up, man. We needed to see something from Sanchez. He is going to be running out of time here if he's going to want to try to make a move. Because, you got to find that niche. And if the niche is going to be winning on the road course, you got to find a way to do that, man. If that's a wild card out there, then you got to bust your butt to get faster on the tracks where you're going to be able to make some advantage.
Exactly. And that's exactly why I love road course races, because of exactly what you said. You know that you can make advantage over those that you might not necessarily be faster on some of the traditional tracks on the NASCAR schedule. You can make up some serious ground and maybe even get yourself a win in a track type that those guys might not be as good at.
Yeah, amen. Well spoken. You should be published. You should get your thesis together and go for it, man. Spread the word. Are you published?
I'm actually published in Clown College Journal.
There it is. I knew it. See? Oh, we got somebody chopping the course off down there. That's not good. That looked to be Greg Wachinski. That's going to cost him just a little bit. Yeah, that's awesome that you're published, man. Way to go. I've never said anything, read anything, or wrote anything. Don't quote me. Look, I'm having fun. Somebody's got to have fun here tonight. Stagnant air here.
You mean to say that we're not having fun tonight?
Well, it just seems like we're not. It seems like it was a party, but it's on a different floor. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's going good.
We're partying like it's Tuesday. And Tuesday parties are a little different. They hit way different than Friday night parties because I've done some serious Tuesday.
Well, what about a Wednesday party?
It's expected, you know. Everybody's gonna go get tore up in the hump day, you know. But just to push the envelope to say, hey, you know what? Screw you. We couldn't wait. We partied on Tuesday. That's hardcore. You know, that's a flex.
Putting Thirsty Thursdays to shame.
Been in a lot of trouble on Wednesday mornings. That's all I'm saying. Speaking on trouble on Wednesday, now here we go. Got the Vincent Crow still running this thing nice and strong. Sean Signori, he is going to be living it up in the back. This will be the last lap of this stage, waiting on everybody to kind of get it done, come around. And then we will be seeing what will ultimately be our first round of pit stops. And this one is going to set up the tempo, set the stage for the remainder of this thing. But the story tonight is Vincent Crow. He is your stage 2 winner. So 2 stages, 2 different winners. Both guys on 2 different stages. Bacon has been able to battle his way all the way back up to 3rd place. So he is not completely out of it just yet. Congratulations for not making any major contact. Didn't tear anything up. So those guys should actually be able to get back and get that thing back out there just with maybe some tires and maybe just a couple kisses. Still waiting on that caution flag here. There it is. That's going to put stage 2 in the books. Vincent Crow being your stage 2 winner. Sean Signori, he's going to be 2nd. Bacon Zelenka 3rd. Greg Wachinski still doing this thing in 4th. Kenny Powell 5th. 6th place Jay Haney. Mark Sanchez in 7th. 8th place Jeremy Clapper Noel with David Gervais in 9th. And Randy Drumhiller. Randy hit hard in the wall. Don't know if he's going to be back with us, but you will. And we'll be back too. Right after these words.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's gonna get hot today. Grab an ice cold SunDrop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it.
Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. SunDrop.
That's how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Guess who's back? That's right. It's me. It's me and James. Kobe too, but he's way down there. We don't talk about him. Come on, like, subscribe, follow. We need your help. I mean, seriously, my therapist has to get paid. James, do you have a Make-A-Wish Foundation in your life?
You can afford therapy?
It's provided for me because of my previous employment. It kind of comes with it. That might be odd, but yeah. Sorry. Yeah, because sometimes when we get real, it's not funny. You know, it could be real funny, but it can't be real and funny. You know,
When keeping it real goes wrong.
yeah. 'Cause nobody wants to talk about Big Al's therapist. The lady at Lowe's, she didn't like that either because I was picking up a microwave, and I literally I picked it up, and there was a little girl there, and she said, "Oh, look at the big man picking up the microwave," and I said, like, well, most of my disabilities are mental. Party went south. I don't know.
I'm just happy you're in therapy. I need therapy, but I can't afford it.
You can, man. Yeah, I mean, Kobe said beer's cheaper, but yeah, I got you. I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. There it is. Little Big Al karaoke for you. We hadn't done that in a long time. Probably want to get asked not to do it again. Yeah. Lights off on the pace car. Time to double them up. Now getting super excited here as we get ready to go through and start the third stage. This stage is going to be different than the other stages because at some point in this stage, I guarantee you we're going to have green flag pit stops. Green flag pit stops coming your way tonight at the ROVAL. No one's going to stop it. These guys are driving for show, pitting for dough. This is where it's all going to come down to figure it out. Still got a chance of having a new winner here tonight. Greg Wachinski still in the mix. Remember, Bacon just demonstrated that no one is exempt from chaos. Right, James?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. And that 47 car, man, he is back out there and he is slowly making his way back around, trying to catch up to the rear end of the field. That means he will not be here when this thing starts green. Now, we've seen Vincent Crowe. He's demonstrated where he started from the back of the field, made his way back up to the front, but now he's going to have to do it again. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Absolutely. It will be interesting to see how long it takes Vincent to get back up there.
Yeah, I was telling the wrong story at first. I was thinking Bacon, but Bacon, he's good. He's right back where he was. On the inside, though, of Sean Signori. Sean's going to get an opportunity to lead us again through the Geico restart zone, and he has not really been a stranger to that. But now, you know, this is where it counts because we know what happens when Bacon does it. Bacon is always on the money. Pace car's going to be off and away, and Bacon is kind of laying back, or is he? Getting the field lined up here. Kenny Powell, he's going to be taking his position. Dragging Sanchez in as well. Jay Haney bringing up the rear. Vincent Crowe will slowly be catching the field. It'll be you're just in time. Pace car's going to be dropping out, and then here's what you're watching for. Right here, you're going to be watching to see who gets the better lead off. You take us through it, James.
Yes, sir. Sean Signore will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at the ROVAL. A huge jump from Sean, and that's going to be exactly what he needs. Trying to run away into the distance, but that 45 car is still going to be fast and is going to try to run him down. And we'll see what the damage has been done to the 45 and see how it affects him, though. And keep an eye on the 47 and if he can make the comeback once again. Already a huge gap back from P4 to P5.
Indeed, these drivers trying to get their legs underneath them here. We're watching this thing. I'm hanging out in the back. You got the front. I'm watching to see what Vinny Crow can do. Right now, he is making his way around Jay Haney, trying to pick up value positions as he can. He's going to have at least one done before he gets around this thing. But back on the racetrack, Bacon Zelenka, he is trying to do what he can to catch Sean Signore. Signore with an awesome start. He blasted that thing coming out of that Geico restart zone, wasting no time getting it going. And he knew that was going to be pivotal in him actually getting out to a substantial lead. And what we've seen, man, when guys are in the lead tonight, when guys are in the lead tonight, we have not seen a lot of success when it comes to passing the leader. We've seen passes made at almost every position except for P1. Why do you reckon that is, James?
Say that again, Big Al.
We've seen passes at literally every position on the racetrack, but we have not had a pass for the lead. Why do you think that is?
Honestly, I think that's just been the difference in pace. I think, Bacon was so much faster in that first stint, no one could get close to him. And then Vincent got by for the lead, but that was off of a mistake from Bacon. So I think it's just been a difference in pace, although it's been interesting seeing Sean pull away, but I think that also might have to do with some of the damage that Bacon dealt with when he spun off and hit the wall. And, you're still always going to have some dirty air with this car, too, especially in some of these sweeping corners. You're just going to get a little tight, especially, from turn 3, 4 on, the oval turn 3 and 4, and etc.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting because I'm watching these pit times, and you have Mark Sanchez 63.8 seconds behind the box. Then you go and you look at Greg Wojcinski, 14.3 seconds. Kenny Powell, 14.7 seconds. Jeremy Clapper-Newell, 18.4 seconds. Guess what Bacon's time was? 14.7 seconds. He had an identical stop to Kenny Powell. So if there was damage on that car, they didn't look at it. They didn't fix it. So I'm assuming that, man, he just got four tires and gas and he rolled out. Hello? Are we on the air? James bounced out on me.
I'm having connection issues.
That's what my therapist said about me. Trisha, that's weird, man. Sorry.
Okay, I think I am back.
All right. If you're back, I'm back. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I'm joined in the booth by James Watson. James, I was just asking you, it didn't seem like Bacon spent any time back there getting any damage fixed. He had identical time to Kenny Powell at a 14.7, and those are the fastest pit times that we had coming out of the stall, except for the guys who didn't take 4 tires and fuel.
Yeah, probably doesn't think it's worth it because of how long it would take to get them done. Everyone would pass him. So what time he gained by having a car in working order again, he'd lose by having to pass everyone back again. So he might just think it's time to just grin and bear it and hope for the best.
So you're saying you think it's that hard to pass on the surface that he would not even risk it? That is so interesting. Vincent Crowe doing his thing. He is back up to 6th place. And he has a whole lot of time to try to catch up to that and deplete that deficit. We have 33 laps done of 69. We have 37 laps to go. We're not even halfway through this thing. Our fuel window has been called at 35, and tires don't seem to really matter. That's what I got. What you got?
You're spot. Oh, Sean Signori going around in the chicane.
Oh, no. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now, that's the only ways that we've seen passes for the lead here, and you still got the 45 spinning around in circles there. He still has not gathered his composure. And yeah, you see Sean just holding his mouth the wrong way and hard contact with the wall. That's what the 7 car gets. And then right there you see the 45, but keep it on the 45. The 45 car right there, he's still not made contact. Okay, there he is. He is just trying to get that thing turned around and get it pointed back in the right direction.
He was actually driving backwards. That was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, that was cool to watch.
That was so frustrating for Bacon.
You know, I mean, that's why we race. And just like that, the guy that I picked, well, you know, he's winning this thing. Isn't that funny, guys?
It's really funny. But now Greg Wyszynski holds on to the lead of this race.
Yeah, and Greg
just big lead too.
Yeah, Greg just has to go out there and do what Greg does. He doesn't have to worry about what anybody else is doing. He just has to keep his mouth held the right way and the car pointed the right direction as Vincent Crowe is all over the back of the 24. And these two guys out here, this is where the camera should be, because I guarantee you this is where the fight's going to be. Both of these two guys, ironically, are also into the next round of the playoffs. So this right here is just a race.
Although, as we say that, I think Kenny made a little bit of a business decision there.
Yeah, well, business is good there. Because I think Kenny really understood that the 47 would have put him into the wall. 7 car, he's down pit road right now. And I don't know if he's coming back out. Yep, he's back out.
Yeah, that was a significant hit to the front nose.
Yeah, it was. Not a lot of time behind the wall. So 5.3. Well, no, Sean, don't worry about me. I'm new here. 14.3 seconds for Sean behind the wall. I think he is going to count that as his green flag pit stop.
And he's still got a fair amount of damage. Oh, no, and he's spinning again.
Down again, yep. I think he's just looking for somewhere to throw his hat now. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
He threw it in the tow truck.
Yeah, I think now that might be all she wrote for Signore.
Hey, Sean Signore, Big Al up in the booth. You got me. Sean Signore, Big Al up in the booth. You got me.
Yeah, I do. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Sean, man, Big Al up here. We're halfway through this thing, man. I just could not help but see that you just had your second round of bad luck, man. Talk to us. What happened?
Going into that final chicane, something weird happened. I locked up the rear or something, and it just sent me flying sideways into that outside wall. So, yeah, I kind of knew it was done then. I feel bad for Bacon. He kind of wrecked it watching me wreck and sent his race sideways. And, yeah, so I brought it back out just to see how bad the damage was, and it was too bad to continue. So I parked it, got some good stage points, really felt like I was doing okay there out front in that clean air after that second stage, and yeah, just screwed up really.
Well, all right, man. Well, you still got an opportunity to get into the next round of the playoffs. No skin off you guys' nose. Solid performance, though. Solid through the first two stages. We'll be keeping up with you, man. Anybody you want to shout out here tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Bacon, man, because I definitely set him back a little bit, but he's got the speed, he's got the car. I told him he can get back up there and win this race pretty easily. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting from here on out. Be somewhat watching to see if he can catch back up to Greg and Vincent out in front of him. He's got the fastest car by a good margin, so at least it's a little more interesting now for you guys up in the booth too to check it out.
Well, speaking of that, well, you're more than welcome to hang out up here and maybe shout out some calls that you see.
Yeah, I might just get up here for a little bit, and I'll stay in the channel here with you guys and just kind of hang out and watch for a little while.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be checking out that 45 car, though. He's going to be coming. He's pretty ticked off about all that, so he's driving in anger, which, as we all know, get the job done.
Yeah, I see my wife driving anger every Sunday on the way to church.
Yeah, that's the Florida way to drive right there.
That has a lot to do with her having to drive me to church, but anyway, Saturday nights, what can I say?
Yeah, 10-4, I get that.
Man, that's Sean Signori. Sean, appreciate you, man. It was a solid run. New configuration as opposed to what we were running last year. Also, new tire model on the car as well. So the degradation of the tires combined with the upgraded damaged models and the new track. Did you experience anything different this year, you think, than last year?
The track definitely feels tougher. I don't know if it's the tire model and the car model, as you would call it, and it definitely feels tougher. And coming through that last little part of the racetrack, it's just off camber, downhill. It's really bumpy on the inside there by the curb, so it's a tough little corner that they added. It's not as simple as it looks from the sky, and there were a couple times there where I felt like I was going to go around, or I just plain missed the corner. So it's definitely a harder racetrack, and the car is definitely more, you have to tiptoe it a little bit more around. So yeah, it's definitely thrown a wrench, and it's definitely thrown us for a little bit of a loop, that's for sure.
Oh man, and how was the tire wear? Was that something that you could actually speak on?
Yeah, so the guys ahead of me, Bacon and Vincent, they were kind of complaining about tire wear, but they had two different extremes. One of them couldn't turn and the other one couldn't get back in the gas. And I kind of felt like mine was a little bit of both as that first and second stage wear on. And I didn't pit after the second stage. I was going to come in and pit under green about 10 laps into the run for my one and only stop. And the tires cooled off pretty well, and I fired off there on that last little run before I wrecked. I felt like I was running pretty good. I was pulling away from Bacon and a couple of the guys behind us, so it would have been interesting. Was that going to be
your last stop?
Yeah, I was just going to make that one stop, and it was a one-stop race. I didn't want to pit during the stage and get new tires then, and figured I would just make one green flag stop for everything, and then get back out there and try to undercut them necessarily. Get back out there on some maybe fresher tires while they were out, screwing around necessarily.
All right, man. Appreciate the insight there, Sean. So watching this thing count down, we just actually watched Mark Sanchez slide through the no man's land. Don't know what was going on with that, but that's going to put him back in fifth place.
His battle for the lead's heating up right now, too, with Vincent and Greg.
Yeah, Vincent has just absolutely run Greg down. It was about 4 seconds, handful of laps ago, but Greg now has his rearview mirror full at 47.
I also wanted to say that I feel like incident points might become a factor in this race, because everybody's getting a lot of off tracks in that very last chicane there. There's a lot of black flags and slowdowns and off tracks that come with it, and I feel like Vincent and Bacon both had more than I did towards the end of the second stage, and things keep going that way, you might have a couple guys have to come in and serve a drive-through at the very end, with the incident limit being at 17.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. That is something that we will watch. So, folks at home, what he is talking about, these incident reports. You make contact with the car, you get ×4. You run off the track or out of the boundaries of the track, you get ×1. You make contact with the wall, if it's significant, you get ×2. So these points add up, and you have accumulation of, and you see a car that's on pit road right now. I'm not sure if he drives through. Yeah, if the leader, definitely he's going to be pitting. This will be his green flag pit stop. But once you get to 17, you're maxed out. So you have to reset by actually just doing a drive through the pits, and that will allow you to go up to 24. So that's definitely going to be something that comes into play, especially on road courses. You don't see it as much on ovals, maybe super speedways, because there's a lot of contact. But definitely that's an issue that we'll be watching for here.
It's definitely something I was thinking about. I was up to about 8 or 9 before I wrecked there at the very end. So being at 8 or 9 halfway into the race, I knew it might be an issue towards the end. And that's my incident points. I didn't know what Vincent or Bacon had. It just felt like they might have had more than I did.
Yeah, you're right, and we always see that. That's something that always ticks and talks here towards the end of the races. Watching Greg Wachinski, he's still out front. He's still your leader.
So Vincent is out there. He just took a fuel only on that stop. That's kind of another sign of the tire wear right now at the moment. You kind of don't want to put new tires on and have cold tires. You rather have already warm or heated tires on the car.
So you got Vincent at just fuel at 14 seconds?
Believe so, yeah. I can go back and watch, but from what I understand, he was planning on just taking fuel.
Yeah, 14.
He got tires.
Yeah. Because that's plenty of time to get tires as well as gas. And we were talking, surprised that more people did not pit on the stage 1 because it's less gas to come out with stage 2, so it gives you better track position. But we only had like one car that pitted.
Yeah, I also feel like that's also a result of everybody kind of being so spread out in pace. Like for somebody like Vincent, Bacon, or I to come down and take tires, or to save that, let's say 3-4 seconds in fuel, it really isn't worth it necessarily compared to the stage points and with the gaps that are being brought out. If we're riding away by 26 seconds is the lead between first and fourth right now. So with that big of a gap between everybody, I guess that little bit extra fuel, it really isn't going to make that big of a difference.
All right.
Just my thoughts on it, because I was thinking about all that very recently.
Hey, white thoughts matter.
Yeah.
Now that was fun.
Only sometimes.
Anyways, yeah, I think you're pretty much spot on, Sean, with the pit cycle and the pit strategy right now.
Yeah. Well, I loved your input on that. That was a great take.
Yeah, I'm not the fastest guy out there, but I make a damn good strategist when I can. There's Vincent with another slowdown.
That's one thing we like.
Another one adding up into the piggy bank,
Yep. We just love it when strategies get a chance to actually play themselves out, and we can see, because everybody's gambling on something, and somebody's going to win, and guys are going to lose. So we love to hear the story about, hey, when a guy took a chance and won. And that's kind of what's going on here with Wachinski tonight. Wasn't the fastest car, just was out there consistently running laps. Not, never had the fastest lap. But now he's still out there and he's making it happen.
Greg's a good driver. He really is. And he's a smooth driver, and he doesn't make mistakes. You saw a big mistake out of me. You saw a big mistake out of Bacon. At the same time, that opened the door for him to possibly win this race. If Vincent keeps making mistakes after his pit stop and Bacon's not able to close in that 13-second gap, And Greg's going to be sitting real pretty here at the end, and he kind of needs it to get into that next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Greg's still going to have to pit at least one more time, so we'll be watching that. And you're absolutely right. This is the best position for a lot of these cars to be, because Greg Wachinski, he is not in, Bacon's not in, Vincent's in, Mark Sanchez isn't in, Jay Haney's not in, Jeremy Clapper-Newell not in. These guys, and we were talking about this earlier, myself and Watho, you have to be able to capitalize on these tracks. You can no longer be a one-trick pony. You're going to have to be able to turn left and right, because you can no longer allow an opportunity of a ROVAL to pass you by. You're going to have to try to take advantage and win that race.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with this playoff type format. All these races matter. You know, it's a three race round, so one of these races is pretty important no matter where it is.
Yep, watching Mark Sanchez go by the 88 of David Gervais.
We've got a problem right here with the second place car. It's Kenny Powell. Stopped at the exit of the chicane here.
Oh no, my
got some smoke or something. I'm not sure if he damaged that car or not. I'm not looking at it at the moment.
Yeah, well,
that's another one of those mistakes that just sets Greg up with a little bit extra more of a lead, and it gives Bacon clear track to go up there and catch him.
Oh, it just goes around on him, exit of the bus stop.
That looks familiar.
No
Sean.
contact, though. Oh, you really had to do it? You really had to do that to a Big L?
No, I was asking.
No, I was going into that front straight. Okay. That front stretch, yeah.
Well, thank you. See? That's why I said
something weird happened to me. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I don't want to think about it.
It's been happening to a lot of people, and that's something we've been trying to figure out. You know, is it the build-up of the brakes? You know, there's something going on here with the transition of these cars that's causing them to bottom out or just fight back. And
they just seem so stiff over these bumps, too. It seems like the bumps coming off of that banking into that last little chicane is just... they're just brutal. And if you're on the brakes a little bit extra, or if you're off kilter at any point in that braking zone, it's going to send you around like it did to me.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Kenny, that's pretty much going to stick forks in him, because Vincent Crowe now is going to be all over his bumper. And he is about 8 seconds quicker, or at least 5 seconds quicker than he should have been. So that's going to hurt Powell, but we'll be watching to see if that actually causes Bacon or Greg to alter their plans and maybe come in earlier.
It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for Vincent to get around Kenny here. Kenny can be a hard guy to pass sometimes, and if Vincent's able to maybe not get the job done somewhat quickly, that's going to help Bacon out a little bit.
I'm thinking because we've seen this play out already one time, and Powell, he yielded because, well, before he yielded, he kind of felt the presence, and I don't think Kenny wants to feel the presence. So, yeah, there it is right there. You know?
It kind of made it easy for him right there, but Bacon still lost some time to him, but right now, Vincent's fastest car on the track lap after lap.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, in driven, he started this thing in the back. He's already driven to the front once. Now he's in the process of doing it again. He's going to do it with more tenacity this time as well. I was watching Mark Sanchez for some reason here. Usually that means something bad happened. Oh, there's Mark. Look. They're parking a lot of Chevys in that corner, man. I don't know what's going on over there.
It don't matter what you're driving, that corner's going to bite you. Be out there with a bicycle.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's going to put Sanchez in a little bit of a deficit now. He's going to have Haney coming up on him, and they'll be partying here sooner than later. They're partying right now.
And that's the real battle right now on the track, is between 19 and the 49 for that last spot in the playoffs. You know, Jay's been quicker than Jeremy throughout the race, but Jeremy's stuck with him. And, you know, right now they are tied on points coming into this final stage. So that's at least from what I understand, they were tied on points. So it'll be interesting to see who's able to come out on top amongst the two of them, because right now they are battling for that 8th spot in the playoffs.
And, you know, points matter. Where you finish matters every race. Consistency, that's what wins championships. We say that all the time. 23 laps to go here. 47 laps into this, waiting patiently. I think we still got a little while before we get into the remainder of those green flag pit stops. Those cars definitely that have to pit again. Greg Wachinski in the 5, the 48. I meant the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. You got the 24 Kenny Powell and the 29 of Mark Sanchez with the 49 of Jeremy Clapperton. These are the guys that are going to have to pit at least one more time in order to finish this race. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a step away, get a real quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with our green flag pit stops, and we'll drag this. Oh, no, wait, before we go, looks like the gerbil done ran into the hole. David Gervais hard into the wall. That's probably, yeah, he's going to try to drive it off, but she ain't going to act right. Watch this right here. Is just not responding. He just goes straight forward, locked up on those brakes. You know, that's insignificant contact. It looked a lot harder than that when I saw it, so I think he that'll buffer.
Yeah, it's just a little kiss. Just gave it a little kiss.
Yep, just gave it a little kiss. We're going to take a step away. We'll be right back.
It's gonna get hot today. Grab an ice cold SunDrop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
And drop it.
'Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. SunDrop.
That's how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Guess who's back? We're back. You, me, and these guys. We're back here watching this thing slowly whittle itself down. 19 laps to go. Waiting on our last segments of green flag pit stops. We're going to be watching that 5-car of Greg Wachinski as well as the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. These are the 2 cars that are up front that still have to stop. Kenny Powell just completed his pit stop. Now he's going to be back in the hunt, trying to see how much time he can actually make up. Now, Powell had a little bit of a shimmy slide. That really kind of took him out of contention. So he is going to be back now, hanging out in 4th place. And I think if Kenny were to have any shot at it, he's going to have help from some gnomes or some wizards or witches or something. Okay, that's what I got. Anybody?
Yeah, just man.
There you go. Man,
same spot for Kenny too.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate right there as you're watching Jay Haney get by him now. That's going to knock Kenny Powell out of that 5th spot, which is the spot that he had held after such a solid qualifying effort. Kenny put this thing on the outside of the pole and had been in 5th spot overall all night. But Jay Haney, has been in a heavyweight fight all night. And he keeps doing what he's doing as Kenny Powell goes bye-bye again. And that's going to solidify that position for Jay because I don't think he's going to see Powell much more after that. Yeah,
rough few laps for Kenny.
Yeah, and I think he got new tires, and sometimes that's what does it. Man, that's just awkward right there. That hole just broke loose on him. Crazy. That's not fun. That's not exciting. Bacon Zelenka, though, he is still giving chase to Greg Wachinski. He is 0.9 of a second faster than Greg. Both of these 2 guys are going to have to pit. That's what we're waiting for. Oh, Zelenka blows the bus stop. That's going to add some time to his sentence. It's going to slow him down just a little bit. And I'm going to tell you, that could not come at a better time for Greg Wachinski because Greg was actually, he could feel that distance getting close. It's getting shorter and shorter. So seeing Bacon blow through that stop right there, that gives him some more life.
Yeah, it's music to the eyes of Greg Wachinski.
Yeah, Greg definitely going to have to make some magic happen here on pit road. And he is going to have to drive the best laps of his life if he wants to bring this thing home tonight. Because, man, she is turning out to be a fierce one as you got Crow and Zelenka here battling side by side. Crow just kind of slipped right by him. Bacon did not see that coming, and that's probably going to push him to go down pit road sooner than later. What are you thinking there, Sean? Sean's not here. What are you thinking, James? You're thinking that now that he has gotten passed by Vincent Crow and Crow is actually now on his way to dominate this thing from the front, do you now really have to go ahead and just stop?
Absolutely. I think now there's no reason to wait. Just bring it down and then know where you stack up after officially, as I think happened to Kenny Powell again.
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, I think he should just be in the booth.
Watson curse.
Somebody's curse. He's just having a hard time out there. Whoa, got another car going around. Oh, who lost that one? I believe that was the 88 of Gervais. Kind of coming spinning, maybe. Maybe not. Yep. Nope. Wasn't him. Had somebody just kind of lose it there. Get a little squirrely. I'm just watching. Things are happening all over the place down here.
But hey, at least he avoided significant damage again.
Yeah, absolutely. Still watching that 5 car, Greg Wachinski. now, Greg's time is coming up. He can see Crow. He can feel Crow coming behind him. And if Greg doesn't stop soon, I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Crow. So waiting to see what happens with that. Crow's still some 13 seconds behind Wojcinski.
Well, there's still a possibility, too, that these guys might not even have to pit. They were very close to making it. They were about 2 gallons short on making it from the second stage. So I think that's what Bacon's running, because, his pace has been pretty slow compared to usual. The 88's also stopped again here. He's wrecked down in the backstretch chicane.
I think you might be onto something there. The math adds up. They might not have to stop.
Yeah, that explains a lot on why they've taken so long and why they haven't even looked like considering bringing it down pit road. Wow, what a moment if they can actually pull this strategy off.
Well, what a moment if Wojcinski can actually pull this strategy off, because Bacon and Sanchez are both their opportunities gone. Powell now finding himself a lap down because he fought the law and the law won. Prayers for Kenny.
I know that's on Bacon's mind, especially with his pace
Jay
being
Haney
so
with a big moment.
Haney's having moments in front of Mark Sanchez, and I'm sure Mark has probably had more than enough moments for himself tonight. So definitely look forward to that guy distancing himself. Sanchez wide around the corner. Got a little bit of a drag race. Oh, Haney's still getting it back to go faster. Now I said go faster.
The leader's not far behind either of these fellas. Mark has not pitted yet, but Jay did about 15 laps ago. Mark almost got into the back of him. Yeah, he almost got into the back of him, had to lock up those rears and kind of sent him around there. Pretty easy to do following somebody into one of these chicanes, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially once those tires get, life on them. And his tires have almost 30 laps on them. So remember, it's not brakes that stop that car. It's going to be the tires. So they're not going to be showing up fresh and fast like the first day.
Well, Mark's not very much of a road course racer, so I got to give him props for, being out here for 56 laps now and, clean car all in all.
Sean, I would say last year I'd have probably would have clinked glasses with you on that one, and definitely the year before. But Mark Sanchez has turned himself into a racer now. So the fact that he is in the top 5, no matter what track we're racing on in this league, means that he's a contender. Period. I
would agree.
Yeah, no longer can we say, well, hey, look, Mark, we know it's a road course and you're probably going to suck. No, Mark, you're a front runner now. And front runners have to figure it out. You once you're up front, do you guys understand what I'm saying? You got some guys in the league that are they're going to be kind of, battling for 8th or 9th, and you understand that. But when a guy is consistently in the top 4 week in and week out, he does not have the opportunity to have days off.
I most certainly agree with that. Mark is just much like Greg. Mark is consistent. He doesn't make many mistakes, and especially on an oval, he has the speed to not, tear his tires up. And you've seen it throughout the year. He's somebody that I've had to contend with many times. Me and him raced for that win at Bristol, and sometimes I'd rather race Mark than most other people on track right now. He's just one of those guys I can trust, and he's one of those that. You can race real clean around, and if you give a position to him, he'll give it back and he'll give you room to. There aren't many guys that are like that.
No, I mean it would be like you coming out here on this road course and finishing 9th. Nobody's going to accept that.
Yeah, well, I have to accept it for tonight. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest.
I did not mean that. I just saw that.
Yeah, I got some good stage
Big
points
Al,
out of it. All right.
sure.
Wow.
Totally
It's like a net
Big
fifth,
Al.
You know, I got like a net 5th place, okay, with the stage points, so I'm happy.
And in other news, yeah, just the awesome race. Looks like the 88 car is also going to be coming down behind the wall. And he's going to be joining the 7. These two losers. Okay.
Yeah, I got space.
Damn.
He's had a rougher race than me.
Sean,
I don't know what's more rough. One good wreck or wrecking 10 times and not damaging the car. I don't know what's worse, you know?
I don't know. It's like Kenny, too. Like, Kenny's been do-si-doing out there a lot. You're going to have to give him a drug test when this thing's over. Like,
Yeah, I make a mistake. I make it count, you know?
Here comes Bacon. He's going to be all over that 24. Kenny had a solid car, man. I was kind of hoping that he would be able to kind of keep that thing rolling, but I didn't pick him. So there's that. But, wait, James picked him. Didn't you pick Kenny, James?
Sure did. He was still holding on to top 5.
Solid pick.
Kenny was fast in practice, and he qualified 2nd, which is, you know, beat me, beat a lot of pretty handy people around this place. So, yeah, I think your assessment that he had a pretty good car is spot on, you know?
Yeah, I know.
The fact he's out there still is a testament. It's all, you know, it's all you can really ask for sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, I know Jay's, Miss Haney, I know you're watching, and Jay's brother's watching as well. All we can say is kudos to Jay. He's had more than a couple rocks thrown in his face here tonight, but he has definitely battled back, kept it going, man. And now he is sitting in 4th spot. You know, and not only is he in 4th spot, he's got a pretty solid 4th spot as well.
In a high pressure situation to try to get into the next round, you know, you had to beat that 49 car tonight, and when you put yourself in a box and where something has to get done, it's really easy to pile up those mistakes, and it's really easy to get lost in that pressure and that obligation to beat somebody. But he's got the job done tonight, you know. Him and the 49 were all over each other in the first 2 stages, but he beat him in both stages. And in this final stage, he's just driven away from him, and he's got himself a pretty good gap to play with these laps remaining, and he's about, you know, 10, 11 laps away from getting on to the next round.
Yep, indeed he is. And now that gap from the leader to 2nd place is falling beneath the 2nd. So that means now Greg Wachinski has just, oh wait, he still got two seconds over, but it is slowly starting to get into that the law of diminishing returns. How about that? Where each lap he has a little less. That making sense?
He's coming down pit road this time by, according to the chat box here.
Oh, no. So a very late pit move, and there he is. He is coming down. Wow, with less than 10 to go. Interesting.
And maybe he had tried to save that fuel and make it.
Oh my God, what?
And just when you thought it was safe to go into the water, Vincent Crowe spins it out, making a hard contact with the wall, simultaneously with the lap that Wachinski is on pit road. Watching his time, he is back out and running at a 14 point. Oh, he's counting now. He's in his box. Guys, this is going to mean it's going to be anybody's race. Wachinski just 5 seconds, fuel only stop, back out. That's going to probably put him back in front of Crowe.
Oh, Crowe right now he got back going, but he's sitting behind Bacon. He's about 2 seconds behind Bacon, who is trying to make it on that fuel strategy. And who knows what kind of damage Vincent is going to be carrying after that. He hit the wall pretty hard on the rear.
Especially on the rear. And usually we would say, okay, if it's a square shot on the rear, you're okay. But I think he might have been leading a little bit with that right rear quarter panel. And that is not going to do you any favors. We'll still be watching his lap times.
Either way, because there's no meatball or anything, but that little bit of doubt, that little bit of confidence lost might really hurt him here coming back around to only 8 laps to go.
Yeah, I don't know if we get meatballs anymore. I think we get just drivable or undrivable.
Oh, can confirm we got a meatball earlier myself.
Okay.
Shit, I still got a meatball.
Yeah. Or
but with 8
egg.
laps to go, 2 seconds is quite a little bit of gap to catch up, especially to somebody like Bacon, who's pretty handy, and not a lot of time to get that move done. So we got ourselves a race right now.
Do you guys used to call them goose eggs?
No.
Oh.
No.
What the meatball flag?
Well, the zero is like you don't, when you a zero.
I've always heard meatball. That's the term I've always gone
by.
Well,
that's what it is when that flag comes out, but it's still a zero. You know what I mean? It's still
guess so.
like,
I mean, I only use goose eggs when it's like the actual number is 0.
Well, but if you don't finish, it's a 0, right?
Well, I just finished the 9th. 40, 30 laps down.
You didn't run all the laps though, so
yeah. Most of the field is not going to run all the laps. They're all lap down. It'll all be interesting to see if Jay Haney gets involved in this battle for the win here too. But as we come back around,
I don't get a chance to pick on you two at the same time very often. So I got Sean Signor and James Watson in the booth. It's a road course in the ISCA. I mean, points are on the table. This is just a good night for us all the way around, man. This is royalty up in here. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, Vincent went wide there going into that first turn. Looked like he might have missed a shift and locked those brakes up. That's another half a second lost to Bacon out in front.
Well, Bacon's still going to be on that fuel strategy, which means he might have to back it down here unless he has got the green light that he is good on gas.
Even saving gas, Bacon's much faster than most of these guys out here on track.
Well, he's got Vincent right now. Vincent is 7 laps to the good, and he is definitely on a mission.
Yeah, trying to fix that massive mistake. Very uncharacteristic mistake from Vincent.
And we've seen that corner bite.
Yeah. They both made mistakes here tonight, which means they're not immune to making another mistake.
In that same spot, too. It seems like they
just
both
like
did the
me,
same
for real,
thing.
for real. Sorry, Sean, had to make that joke when I could.
No, I get it, yeah.
For real.
I was just saying, all 3 of us have made a mistake going into that corner tonight, and it seems like that's the calamity corner for everybody. Albeit mine was just a little bit more harder contact, I guess, but for these two to have...
you usually don't get that. Usually you do not have that type of a stigma attached to a road course where that one corner right there could be the difference. Usually we'll be thinking like, oh yeah, as long as this guy keeps running consistent laps, he'll be okay. But no, we can't say that tonight, man. He has to hit every point precise, and he has to get through that turn, which has been problematic for 80% of the field tonight.
Yeah, I'd say everybody's mucked it up at least one time tonight for sure. Some harder than others, but yeah, it's definitely been tricky.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that should keep Wojcinski pushing on strong.
As we come back around, 5 laps to go this time by, Vincent really has closed in over this last couple laps, but as he gets closer to Bacon, that dirty air, that pressure to make the pass done, the braking gets a little harder, the gas gets a little heavier, that mistake, it's still looming in the back of his mind, and he knows that, he can't afford another one, and that just might be weighing on him right now. As you see it going through there that time by, that little bit of a tiptoe.
Yeah, the one thing that we've noticed too is it's very hard once these guys actually catch the leaders to pass them. But one thing that has occurred is the leader, once he gets that pressure on him, he's spun out. I mean, that's what's happened 88% of the time tonight. 5 laps to go, like you said.
Even when there's been absolutely no pressure, even when the leader has had like several seconds ahead. Still enough pressure for them to make that serious mistake.
It's exactly what I did. I was out front in the lead, had 2 seconds over Bacon and made that mistake. I wasn't even thinking about him.
It's almost like these guys they just look up 1/10 of a second to get that relative look, and whatever turn they're in, it just ends them. You gotta be focused. You gotta be dialed in. You cannot even take a millisecond from out of the zone right now. These guys are tired. They've been at it right now for, almost 2 hours. The majority of these guys have been in the seat at this point for over 2 hours tonight. Not consecutively, but long enough, close enough to that, where it's definitely starting to weigh in on them. So this is where that tenacity comes in, where that, what is it you call that? It's a stamina. That's what we're looking for. This is where the stamina comes in.
Somebody like Bacon, too, being a road course racer, he's got a little bit of that endurance background compared to somebody like Vincent or Greg or Jay, the rest of this top 5. I doubt many of the guys in here have done a lot of those road course endurance races like me and Bacon have done. So being in that seat for too long, just doing road course racing without cautions, without those little mental breaks. Oh, big mistake there out of Vincent. Almost really bit him. But that's the advantage that being a road course racer sometimes has, is, being in that seat and sticking with it lap after lap after lap.
You're spot on, Sean, because that's something that I hadn't even thought about until you just said it, because you guys are competing in that 24-hour endurance races where you're strapped into the seat and there is no relief. You're on a 6-hour shift. You know what I mean? Where you're just shifting and driving, and it doesn't matter. We got another car blowing the bus stop here.
Yeah, that's just Jay getting out of the way of the leaders there. He saw these two battling for the win behind him. He wanted no part of it.
Hey, appreciate you, Jay.
He wants to go on to that next round without any controversy, without any problems, and that's what he's gotten the job done tonight. It's a big mistake there out of Bacon.
Right there for Bacon.
That's going to give him a slowdown, but that slowdown, it kind of trickles off coming through these first couple corners here. At least for me, I was able to blow through it every time without ever having to slow down.
It does, but it affects your rhythm.
Most definitely. Especially going to that first turn.
And you cannot afford to have your rhythm rocked at this point in the race, man. This is where you got to count on repetition. You got to know exactly, look, I can throw this left side out right here. I don't have to brake till here. You know exactly how far to throw it once you're in this part of the race. The one thing you don't want is to be discombobulated, and now you got to figure out what that spot is. Bacon now, he knows exactly where he is, going around the 29 of Mark Sanchez.
And not only throws off your rhythm, but it's also going to throw off the rhythm of Vincent behind you, because Vincent's watching Bacon. He's going to be using him as a marker for his braking zones and for this turn-in and his apexes. And if the car behind you suddenly screws up, you're way more inclined to screw up yourself by just following him.
Well, you saw that. Bacon follows you. I mean, you kind of had a misstep, and Bacon had the same misstep. He had target of fixation. He was looking at you, and he watched your hips spin, and he spun too. I totally get it. And now here we go, 2 laps to go, where it really matters, because you're totally engaged and you're watching this guy's line. You're watching his braking points, because you're trying to get any advantage you possibly can. And he knows you're back there because he's been watching that relative. They've been calling it out to him. They've been telling him that you're only getting closer. And that's exactly what Bacon knows now. He knows who's back there, and he knows that this guy's faster than he is. So
you also can't afford one of those black flags coming to get to the checkered. Sorry, big guy. I just wanted to point that out. If you cut that chicane coming to the checkered flag and don't bleed off that slowdown, you're going to get a real black flag. And that's something that these guys can't afford here on this last lap coming around to get that checkered next time around.
Absolutely. And he's got to keep his elbows out at the same time, because Crow's hungry. Right here watching this.
Ooh, Vincent looked like he might have just sailed the braking zone a little bit, and that's going to cost him a lot of time to Bacon.
What a job by Bacon. Coming back after that spin with me involved earlier, he was about 15 seconds back behind the leaders, and committed to this no-stop strategy and saved the fuel, at least enough to come and get the white flag. But he got the job done no matter what happens here on this white flag lap.
Indeed. Now he's just literally flying by the seat of his pants. I mean, he is totally doing everything through muscle memory. This is the last time he has taken this turn. One more look up into the rear view, one more check at the relative.
Both of those guys a little bit sideways coming off that final turn. You can tell they are digging. They are watching each other as Vincent closes in, coming into that hairpin, but goes a little wide. Bacon going to take a defensive line here.
Pressure.
That's going to give Vincent a shot. He's going to have a chance here coming into these final couple chicanes.
Man, what about the respect, though, between those two drivers right there? Because that was the perfect opportunity to have contact, yet there was no contact.
If it was me, I would have just spun one of them out. Oh, big mistake there out of Bacon.
Blew the braking zone.
For both of them.
Oh, and Vincent spun.
Oh, and he spun. And this is going to be a
Vincent spun,
huge
getting
slowdown.
back in the gas. That's going to help Bacon. Bacon's going to be able to get rid of that slowdown and come home a winner.
Just like that.
Wow.
The pressure bit them both.
Indeed it did. Indeed it did. Now Wachinski's going to be doing his best to kind of get around this thing to solidify his third place position. He'll have Jay Haney not too far behind him. Jay will be the last guy on the lead lap.
Good job by Greg. Come home third place. Clean car. I'd say that's a win right there.
Yeah, definitely would call that a win all day long. Big shout out, though, to our overall winner here tonight. Get the dub, Bacon Zelenka. He is going to be bringing home the triple sticks. Qualified first, finished first, and he is first. Mr. Crow will be coming in second. Greg Wachinski third. Jay Haney fourth. Fifth place shows Kenny Powell. Jeremy Clapper Newell going to be in sixth place. Seventh place Mark Sanchez. David Gervais in eighth. Ninth place Sean Signori and Randy Drumhill is going to round out the top 10 car field here tonight. Big moves on the board. Big moves here on the booth. In the booth. We're going to go ahead and take a step away and get a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back here for a post-race show.
It's gonna get hot today. Grab an ice cold SunDrop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
And drop it.
Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. SunDrop.
That's how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Guess who's back? It's Big Al and his buddies up in here. We got 3 of us tonight, so we're going to go ahead and split this up. First and foremost, we're going to have Greg Wachinski, and I do believe he's going to be joined by James Watson.
Yes, sir. Greg, James in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up, James? How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Heck of a run for you tonight. You're able to lead a good chunk of the race. You almost pulled it off. What was going through your mind trying to figure out pit strategy for that final stage?
Yeah, I mean, I was just focused on staying on the track and finishing the race. And everything. The only reason I finished third is because everybody in front of me wrecked pretty much anyway. I mean, John wrecked. I mean, those guys were they were a little faster than me tonight. So I guess you could say I got a little lucky there.
What was going through your mind when they had their issues on the final lap? Were you thinking, "Oh my God, I think I'm going to win this race"?
No, I mean, I think they had I don't know how Bacon made it on fuel. I mean, it's amazing. That guy. I don't know how he does it, but that's pretty amazing. If he had pit, I might have had a chance at maybe a second, I guess. But I mean, I couldn't really see what was going on up front where those guys were racing. They were too far ahead of me at that point. But earlier in the race, when those guys wrecked in front of me, I thought I was going to be part of it. So I got lucky there.
So, saw a lot of mistakes from a lot of different drivers, but I don't think we picked up a mistake from you. Did you have any close moments or near misses?
Oh yeah, I mean there was definitely a few times where almost spun it out, but I mean I did a good job of keeping it clean. I mean I ran a couple of races this week and I had one good one bad one. I mean it was kind of hit or miss. Just kept it on the track. That's all you got to do with these tracks. Just finish the race and get something decent.
All right. Well, heck of a run for you tonight, Greg. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you like to give?
Thanks to all you guys up there who call the race, taking your time to do that. G&G Racing, the ISCA. That's about it. All my fans out there, of course.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Greg, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right, that was Greg Wachinski. He was at James Watson. Looks like now we're going to have Vincent Crow. Vincent's going to be joining the booth by none other than Sean Signal.
Hello.
Vincent, my man, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Wow, man, I know that one's going to have to sting for a little while. The first was the self-spin by yourself there after Greg pitted, and then the last lap. Can you talk us through what was going on with that? Those two really, really small mistakes right there kind of really cost you big there at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. Greg pits, and then I just kind of miss my braking zone, and I'm spinning the whole time I go into the corner. I think I have it straightened out, and then I just looped around, and I could have jumped in front of Bacon, but I didn't want him to get wrecked in the final corner for a second time by a teammate this race. So I just kind of sat and waited for him to go and got my car going, and I wasn't sure how bad it was, and then it wasn't that bad, and then I was just kind of stalking him there at the end. Didn't want to press the issue until the very end of the race because I was trying to get my tires cooled, and then I don't know, we both overshot the backstretch chicane. I guess skipping the corner is better than trying to recover it when you're missing the corner by that far.
Yeah, it seemed like you kind of saw his mistake there and gassed it up to take advantage of it and just went around on you down there.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't feel like I gassed up so violently that it should have turned the car around. I'm genuinely not sure how the car looped around like that because I was at 3/4 throttle and my RPM goes from 4,000 to 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 in 1 second. So silly self spin costs me. Silly self spin cost me again. What can you do? On to next week. I'm locked in. I'm basically locked into the final race on points, so that's what I'm worried about now is Phoenix.
Yeah, I guess we all were a victim of that final corner here at least once tonight. All three of us up front racing each other. So any shout outs? Anything you want to give some props to for your second place run tonight through all the adversity that you had faced?
No, just the maker of my graphics card and Team NVIDIA for having a stupid as heck system that installs multiple drivers at the same time and then tries to read multiple drivers at the same time and cooks your GPU because you have to, I guess, manually clean install it every time. That's who I'm going to give a shout out to.
Hell yeah, you oughta. Well, congratulations on your second place run tonight. We'll catch you next week, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was Vincent Crow. He was with Sean Signori. Now that leaves just two of us left. That's going to be me, myself, and your winner. Your overall dominant performer here, the triple sticks himself, Vincent Crow. Vincent, look, here's the deal, man. As I look across the board, you qualified this thing first. You finished this thing first. You were first overall. I was watching, and the biggest
Hold
thing
on, I didn't win. I didn't win.
I mean, sorry,
won.
Bacon. Yeah, sorry. There's Bacon. Jesus. All right, let me start over again. Hey, Bacon.
Yeah, I'm Vincent.
I am so sorry about that. Look, I just started my whole run right there, and I was just saying I was calling it the Vincent because I looked at Vincent's name, but I was actually calling Bacon. So triple sticks for you tonight. You qualified this thing first. You finished this thing first. You're first overall. When it came to this road course, everybody was saying that you were the guy to beat, right? No, next to Vincent. But you came out here and you proved it. You defended your position, and
yeah. Right after I beat myself up,
you fell out of the tree a couple of times, but you climbed right back up in it and made the shot.
Yeah. A lot of damage was self-inflicted. That's kind of how it goes sometimes, though.
Yeah, so I mean, coming into this thing, did you think you had a chance to be as dominant as you were?
Well, I forgot we were racing, so that didn't really help. I thought this was a bye week, but nah, I figured I'd be towards the front. I didn't think I'd be out qualifying the field by a second.
So is this one of your favorite tracks? Do you usually do good at the ROVAL, or is this something that you kind of dread every year?
No, this is the first time I've ever driven the Charlotte ROVAL.
Oh, ever?
Yeah, no, I don't do any. This year is the first time I touch anything oval. I mean, I'm only like 4,000 iRating, but I started at like 2,000 or something like that this year. So we really just been putting a lot of time in the oval stuff. I don't know anything about it. I come from a full on road course, so even a ROVAL to me is kind of weird.
So you're just a phenom. You're a savant. You just got in the car and you just drove it perfect, and everything was great.
I drove it perfect besides having to be in the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just I'm having a lot of fun with the oval stuff though. I didn't know it'd be this much fun. There's a lot of technical aspect to it I didn't know about. I'm learning a lot about the way the sim operates too. So I think it's benefiting everyone at SAR.
Well, I think it's benefiting you as well, man, because it looked like you were just a fish, just swimming in the pond, having a great time down there, making it look easy and doing everything right. Did you find that it was harder to get back to the front once you relinquished your lead?
I mean, yeah, you always got to think that you lost 12 or 15 seconds, but my calculator said I could have won by 14, so I thought mathematically it's still possible if I continue the strategy. It ended up being a lot closer than that. But, it's always good that the number's backing you and showing that it's mathematically possible.
Yeah, so when did you know when did you know exactly that you guys were going to be able to finish this thing up without stopping?
Lap 6.
Wow. Okay. Man, you got any wisdom for us? Because I don't have any more questions for you because you guys got it dialed in. You can just tell us what's going on, and any shouts. Who you shouting out here tonight for your dominant performance?
I gotta thank Vincent for having me out here. I gotta thank Sean for being a teammate. He's helped me out a lot. He's helped me with a ton with the oval stuff. Vincent's got me into this. I gotta thank my parents for letting me races all night. I think Boss Hoss Cycles and Mane and Tail Shampoo.
Definitely, you
and
should
whoever
write
makes
a
the
book.
car for not having it collapse as I hit the wall.
You should write a book on oval racing. Man, congratulations to you for getting it done, Bacon. Solid performance, man. We love seeing everything you did. 27 laps led out of the 69. You were a star. Ladies and gentlemen, Bacon Zelenka, this is your host, Big Al. Let me kicking it back over to Sean. Let me know what you think here. Sean, what you got for us on
Rough race, man. I kind of glad I was able to ride out the second half with you guys up in here, and kind of happy for Bacon not being the total victim of our mess there about halfway through that run. He was able to come back and save the fuel and hold Vincent off and came home the rightful winner. So interesting race, was very exciting towards the end, and can only wonder what James thinks of all that mess.
Yeah, James, what are you thinking?
That was an absolutely epic finish. Like, we saw so many just absolute jaw-dropping moments, so many times where you were left going, oh my god, I can't believe that actually happened. And, you know, that's what we love about the road course races, is because you tend to see that a lot, just from the difficulty of driving these big, heavy monsters around corners built realistically for much more agile machinery. So yeah, it was all kinds of unpredictable. The result was in doubt all the way to the final corners. You can't ask for much more.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you guys for both jumping in here, helping us get through this thing. Next week, we're going to be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we're slowly wrapping up this season. Thank you guys for joining in. Hopefully, you will continue with us as we complete this track. I want to give a big shout out to all our sponsors, for my co-commentators, for Kenny Powell for putting this whole thing on, for Kobe down in the truck pushing the buttons, usually the wrong buttons. And for all of you for tuning in, thanks to the drivers for doing what they do, and we will see you all back here again next week. Until then, stay safe and see you soon.
I found the ISCA after I'd been in the service for a long time. I'd been in iRacing for well over a decade and spent most of my time in NASCAR series, a lot of fixed racing for the most part. And really just got to a point in my iRacing career where I really wanted to get involved in open setup racing versus fixed, partially because I was just looking for a little higher level of competition, you know, maybe a little cleaner driving, and maybe get away from some of the challenges that go along with fixed racing on the service. And it took me a while as I was really searching out leagues, because I kind of had a very specific thing I was looking for. A, I wanted to be an established league. You know, B, I just really wanted clean, quality drivers to be racing around. And once I found the ISCA, I found out really quick that